All right. Hi, everybody. I'm John.
I'm Joni. Good morning.
For Grow, Love, and Expand. Um, we're going to do something a little different here today. So basically, Grow, Love, and Expand is a community of basically learning, right? Learning about ourselves. I came to the spiritual awareness about, God, 30 something years ago now, right? And so it's been a while, been a long journey. And, you never know quite what to do with this stuff, but if you look at it like we're just basically spiritual energies having a human experience, the big thing is just to get the information out there. So, Yogi John, Yogi Joni. We've been doing this quite some time. So what she's going to do is we're just going to have a conversation. She's going to ask me some questions, or maybe just one question, and then we're gonna go see what the answers are. So go ahead. What do you think?
Oh, well, the first thing that I was thinking about was meditation. I understand the benefits from a health standpoint and, stress relief and all that. I was wondering what your thoughts were on meditation. Can we rewire our brains through meditation? As far as, I'm not sure what I mean exactly, but changing our thoughts throughout the day.
So first of all, that's a great example. Now, non-specific, right? So if you don't have a question, then how's the universe ever going to know to answer it, right? So the first thing is, before we get to meditation, is you have to be specific, right? So think about this. When you're in life and you go through your life and you want a certain thing to occur, you want something to happen, right? But if you don't know yourself, if you're not very specific on your intent, right? Then how's the universe going to know, right? Because after all, you're the universe, okay? You're the method behind the madness, so to speak. You're the God source, right? So regardless of what you think, you're a part of this reality that we call infinite wisdom. God is all that is, okay, right? So you're it, right? And when you ask, you need to be specific on what you're asking, and it needs to be specific. It can't be just, well, they know what they mean. No. You're them. Okay, there is no them. You're them. So be specific. So basically what she's asking here is not so much meditation as how to move the intention, right? How can meditation help our intention, right? Fulfill, is that it?
To direct your thoughts,
right.
To
direct your intention.
Yes.
Right? See, so you need to be specific, okay? Because when you sit to meditate and you're not specific, you're just sort of, then really what are you doing? It's kind of like having a goal with no plan, right? Now the plan may change, but the goal remains the same, right? We've talked to this 1,000 times, right?
Right.
So, but the reality is then you're just really not doing anything. So meditation without intention, I think, is really kind of spinning your wheels. You're not really doing anything, right? You got to have an intention behind your meditation. You got to have an intention about what you want. Now, if you don't know what you want, that's okay. Then just sit in silence. Just allow. Just be. Right? And so I don't know what I want to do in life. I don't know anything. Okay, then just simply sit there and breathe. That's it. Just focus your intention on your breath and just allow. Right? And just go, I don't really know what I'm doing. I have really no question. I don't know. Can you just show me the way? Right? And then that's it. And then just breathe. Right? And allow the breath to maintain your focus. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, let's go down just a bit. So the breath, allow the breath to keep you focused. Now,
So how often should we do this?
Not much. I mean, 5-10 minutes a day really is all it takes. I would do it at least. I would do it at least 5 days a week to start. 5-10 minutes a day, because it's kind of like a cheat meal. I don't believe in cheat meals, because I think until you reach your prospective goal, you shouldn't have a cheat meal, because you're not disciplined enough to have a cheat meal. Most people aren't, right? They binge, and then that turns into another day, and turns into another day, and turns into another day. So the heart says I want to lose weight. The heart says I want to get in shape, but the brain goes, I like my Twinkies. So when you have a Twinkie on that cheat day, then that turns into another day, a cheat day, and now your brain's going, "Ooh, I love this. This is what I like," right? So
Right.
until we can get the mind convinced, which is basically all you're doing is affirmations when you're setting your intention in your meditation, it needs to be done consistently. It has to be done until 5 days a week at least, until you'll probably get to a point where you don't even need it anymore. But until that point comes, and you'll know it, but until that point comes, do it every day.
Okay, that makes sense.
Every day. Because you're trying to set a pattern, you're trying to set an intention, you're trying to get yourself, the mind, in a different app. The mind does not like change.
Yeah.
The mind is a very egocentric driven entity. It thinks it's in control.
Right.
It is not. The mind is a secondary reality to the consciousness of the heart. That's all the mind is. The mind is an implement to allow you, or instrument to fulfill the plan, the goal from the heart. That's what it is. It gives you the idea to go, okay, let's do this. But the mind is the egocentric reality of our consciousness. It thinks it's in control. Therefore, it tries to manage and run things.
Right.
And that's what most people follow, for the most part, is the mind. Totally wrong. Totally wrong.
But they don't know it.
No, because they've been doing it so long, and that's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this. I shouldn't do that. This is impossible to do. This will never happen. Why try this? That's stupid.
But we've already talked ourselves out of it before we've even tried anything.
Yeah, but it's not your fault 100%. It's only your fault that you continue to do it. But that's how you've been taught. That's how most people have been taught. That's society.
So the trick, or the thing to do, would be to recognize it before it has a chance to take hold.
Right. And most
That's
people...
the hard part.
Correct. And most people don't have the ability to do so. And that's where mindful meditation comes into play.
Okay.
Because I don't like meditation in and of itself. I think it's the most overrated reality in life, because life is a walking meditation. You're a visionary reality of your higher self. You're an illusion. You're a conscious connection of thought to the higher self. They're projecting that image to this physical reality.
Right.
These are just molecules that are not real. It's light.
Yeah.
Everything is light. So it's a visionary reality of light. Everything you see is pure light, right? And that's what creates your physical essence. But it doesn't really exist. It never has. It's like a movie, right? So life itself, you're in a constant state of meditation. You really are. What you're trying to do is focus that meditation.
I understand that. So we're reminding ourselves this is what we need to.
You're reminding yourself who you are. You're trying to get back to the focused thoughts that are here.
We're reminding ourselves until we don't need to anymore.
Until you don't need to anymore.
I see.
So if you think about, like, there's a pinpoint of light that's beaming down, that's creating your reality, and it's like it's here, and we're existing up here because we're not connected with that. Right. That's why I always say a good way to get yourself back in balance is chakra balancing. Right? And you say, well, what are chakras? Well, again, it's one of those esoteric words I think people make too much of, but it's basically aligning the self again. Right? We've talked about this 1,000 times. Massage therapists, an acupuncturist, a chiropractor, all they're doing is bringing the body back into alignment to allow it to heal itself. So by focused meditation or focused consciousness of thought or of attention allows you to bring yourself back in line with alignment with self, which is what the true reality is.
Right. There's so many things that go on in our worlds that throw us out of balance. We allow it, granted, but
We don't know it.
right, right. So we need ways to get us back.
Right.
Meditation's just one of those
Right.
that helps us.
It's like, let's look at the world of dieting. How much crap is out there?
Oh,
Tons of shit.
so
Crap, right?
Right.
Now, we're not saying it's bad, because nothing is bad, right? We're not saying that. But if you eat 18 pounds of freaking sugar-filled
Fat.
cereal,
Yeah.
that's not good, right? That's too much. Maybe a little bit's okay, but this much is way too much. The body can't process it.
Right.
So the body says, well, shit, I don't know what to do with this crap. So it takes it and it puts it over here and it just stores it, right?
Right.
And they call fat stores, right?
Right.
And
Keeps doing
until
it.
you shut up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And stop eating,
Mm-hmm.
the body goes, I don't know what the hell to do with this crap. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it there. And then, they're going to put more shit there and more shit there and more shit there. Well, that's what we do with our mind. So you start packing this shit away in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just becomes weight on the body. And it becomes obstacles of unknown behavioral traits that we have occurred over time that we have placed in the back levels of the subconscious mind that we don't know is even there.
Right.
And so when you meditate, now you're shutting up. You're not talking. The brain's not constantly going. And it allows the brain, the body, the essence of self to get rid of that shit.
That makes perfect sense to me, actually, when you describe it that way. As far as in comparison to dieting.
Right.
Yeah, very, very clear that way.
Same methodology.
Yes, it
It's
is.
the same thing. So,
The hard part of it is you can't see it. So, with your eyes.
right.
So people don't realize that it's there. And their lives keep going wrong and wrong and wrong.
Right.
And then
Well, it goes not wrong, but maybe in a not best and highest good direction.
for them.
Direction or all proportions.
Right. So then they go, what's wrong with me? I don't know. What should I do? And then
Right.
they need somebody like you to tell them.
Well, or themselves.
Well, yeah.
I'm one of a million, thousand people.
However
Yeah.
they can
Right.
understand to do it, whatever makes them understand.
Right. A life coach.
Right.
Right. It's like no different than a personal trainer. Right.
Mhm.
Keeps you on track, keeps you accountable.
Right.
Right. But none of this happens without effort.
Oh,
Just
no, no.
because you say, well, they don't see it. Well, they see all the weight. And we're not saying this is bad. We're just saying it could be a projection of unpositive imagery that you have portrayed upon yourself, right? Perpetrated to yourself that you have somehow denied that is now, and they see this, but do they do anything? They just continue to keep eating the substance that created this, right? Not knowing that it's really feeding the mind, the subconscious reality that we have implanted, right? So what happens when you stop eating? You lose weight, right? So if you shut up and just stop talking and just listen and just be, right? That allows the mind to go, okay, I have time to finally get to this crap that's been built up for all this time and start releasing it, right? And that's why I say, everything you think you know, when people say, how do I change my life, right? And the first thing we always say is what? Everything you've been taught, everything you think you know now, everything you think you ever will know, throw it all away. It means absolutely crap. That which is true will stay. That which is false will go away.
Right.
So what does mindful meditation do for you? It allows you to just be, not talking, which then the mind goes, okay, let me get rid of this crap back here. So it might pull it to the forefront.
That's why people hear chatter,
No, it's not so much. It could be, but not so much that. It could just pull it to the forefront, and then you could be dealt with maybe a relationship ends. Maybe a job ends.
I see where you're going.
It starts pulling you in different directions, and you don't even know what the hell you think your whole life's unraveling. And you're going, God damn, this whole thing is just thrown out of right, and you're like, sheesh.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't know.
But yet it's actually getting rid of the crap that you have presented in front of you all your life, unknowingly wasn't for your best and highest good.
Right.
Your subconscious mind has stored all that shit.
Wow, that's pretty good. If we could just allow for that, allow for the understanding of that.
Right.
You know?
And then that's why I say, so I don't even know what I want, then don't just say, just show me for investment highest good, and just breathe. Just breathe. And if you don't like to breathe, put a candle in front of you.
Right.
Right? Because it's an object where you're going to concentrate your focus so you're not thinking.
Right.
And just allow and just stare at the candle. I can't breathe. I don't want to breathe. Okay, then just stare at the candle. Now, on the flip side of that, let's say you want, let's just say, more money in your life. You want prosperity. Well, then your conscious thoughts are being infiltrated by your subconscious reality of what you think money is and the behavioral traits around money, okay? So you could be sabotaging yourself unknowingly, right? So we have to remove that. So how would you remove that, right? So one way to possibly do that, if that's your goal, then you could potentially have an affirmation, which is a form of meditation, which is, I am filled with prosperity, money flows easily in and through and all around me, constantly, each and every day. I am filled with wealth. I am wealthy beyond all expectations. Wealth flows in, through, and all around me all the day. Money is easily attainable. I have plenty of money flowing, and it's got to be like a mantra,
right?
Every day,
right?
Every day, and then people go, "God, I've been doing it for 3 days and it hasn't worked." Well, you got 25 years of crap you're getting through,
right?
So it's like you got to get through that shit first, right? And then you got to continue it. And then then the universe is going to go, okay, I think they're serious.
I don't want to open up a new can of worms, but is that kind of like what law of attraction is? The quote unquote law of attraction.
Kind of, yeah.
Because you're attracting that in by doing that.
Well, by changing your vibrational thought process, your frequency, you're allowing that what already is there. You're not really attracting anything; it's already been there. You're just now awakening to it.
Oh, I see. You're allowing it.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That whole law of attraction crap. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
it's just a fancy title to sell a book.
Right.
Which is great. That's not to say that, the thought process behind it isn't valid. But you're basically, everything you think you want is already there.
Right.
You just have to come to the awareness of seeing it. Right? It's like, I want to meet my soulmate. Well, you might have passed them 1,000 times, but because you weren't in the right conscious reality of thoughts, you missed it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You weren't ready to see it. And then you gravitated to this crap that wasn't good for you because that is the projection that you've had that you think you deserve.
Right.
So why am I in this abusive relationship? And then why do I get another abusive relationship?
Yeah. You do it over and over again.
You don't realize what you're doing, but you're doing this because this is what you've fed your brain.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Right?
Yes.
And it's like, and I always tell people all the time when we give readings to them, and they go, God, my life's moving so fast. And, I go, is it? Is it? You finally decided to stop the crap that you've been living and take a different route that's in your best and highest good. And it's like a hose that's been bent that has finally been released. And all that back shit is now flowing forward. And it's just going to come, pow. And your whole life could go, boo, 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 boo. I lost my job, lost my house, lost my all in 1 year. Oh my God, what a year. And then people go, God, thank God that happened. Like in the midst of it, they're like, that sucks, right?
Right.
And then a year or two later, they go, son of a bitch, that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
Happens over and over and over.
Yeah, you don't necessarily see it while it's happening, but
right.
It is for your highest.
The problem is a lot of people, they give up before it even can take effect. That's not to say that it couldn't happen overnight. See, I think one thing that people mistake, like Jesus, right? Buddha, I'm going to take those two examples because that's primarily what I know. But I'm sure it's probably true with every other great sage out there. The one thing that they taught us is this enlightenment could happen in one lifetime. Mm-hmm. But it didn't happen overnight for them. It was a process. Right. It was a learning experience. It was coming to the awareness of self, right? And how did they do it? Basically through meditation. Mm-hmm. Basically through living the life and applying the practices that they thought might be in their best and highest good. They did a scientific experiment, right? And our camera shut off here. Is it still working? Let me see here. I don't know. Yeah, it's still working. Sorry. I don't know. On our end, it blinked out. So, anyway, so, they put their scientific experiment to the test and they applied it and it worked. Right? And so that's kind of getting off track. Yeah, but it's kind of like, that's when they say, well, God knows everything. Well, God knows everything because it's been done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Right? Before it even gets to you, it's been scientifically proven.
Right.
And they go, okay, this is the best route. Hit enter, boom, shoot it down to them, and let's see what happens. And then they sit and wait and watch. And they say, okay, is the physical self going to make this decision for the best and highest good? Right? And they go, crap, they didn't. They went left instead of turning right. Damn, thought we put the thing in front of them. They're going to get, well, all right. So it's not wrong. It's not the best, but it's not wrong. And then they go, well, shit. All right, let's do it again. What do we do? How are we going to get them back on track? You know what I mean?
It might take a little longer.
So if you want to help that along, right, that's where mindful meditation comes in.
Right.
So I am filled, money flows easily through and all around me. I'm full of prosperity each and every day of my life. Financially, I'm well taken care of. I have all my needs met and then some. I will make, I allow 100 times money coming into my life and just whatever the affirmation you choose to do, but it has to be done every day. And take the weekends off, not a problem, but it has to be done every day. It has to be. And you cannot take a day off. And it doesn't need to be 30 minutes, 20, 5, 10 minutes. That's all it takes.
Right.
Just set the intention and then just allow. And don't expect and anticipate. Don't sit there and go 3 days, I haven't won the lottery.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that. It might. If you're lucky, if you're good and fortunate, lucky like that, great, good for you. Typically, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
It's 30 years of garbage you're getting rid of before we can allow the truth to come through.
Right.
That's why a lot of people, when they sit and meditate, it might take them 30 attempts just to get the crap out of the way.
Oh, sure.
Before they can actually get to the truth. Right?
Right.
It's like the people do the pendulum, they're like, oh, it might take an hour to clear that thing.
Yeah. Before
you can even be clear of thought. Because you're not getting valid information. Because your energies are controlling that pendulum, whether you know it or not. It's you. It's you.
Right.
And if your energies aren't centered and straight, I should do this. No.
Yeah.
It's, again, what you think.
Yeah.
Unknowingly, you're transmitting yourself, until you're clear of thought. And that takes time. Does that help?
Yes.
So there you go. I'm John.
I'm Joni.
For Grow, Love, and Expand. You guys remember always, first and foremost, love yourself. Pretty hard to love somebody else unless you love yourself first, right? So for John, Joni, Grow, Love, and Expand, thank you so much. You guys have a great, wonderful day. Love you. Be blessed.